Robert Mitchum's life began with hardship, as he was born in Bridgeport, Connecticut on August 6, 1917. His father, a railroad worker, tragically died in an accident when Mitchum was just 2 years old. Raised by his mother during the Great Depression, he experienced the struggles of poverty firsthand. As a teenager, Mitchum rebelled against authority and embarked on a restless journey across the United States, taking on various jobs, such as ditch digging and boxing. His most significant experience during this time was being arrested and sent to a chain gang in Georgia for vagrancy. These formative years shaped Mitchum's rugged persona, giving him a tough, no-nonsense attitude that would later become his signature on screen. The unlikely path to acting. Before his entry into Hollywood, Mitchum dabbled in a variety of jobs, including ghostwriting for astrologer Carol Ryder, and even exploring poetry. Despite his tough exterior, Mitchum had a deep, introspective side, often pondering the world through a philosophical lens. His journey into acting was almost accidental. He began with bit parts in westerns and small roles in the early 1940s, primarily to support his family. His natural charisma, coupled with his authenticity, quickly caught the attention of casting directors, and by 1945 he earned his first major break in Story of G.I. Joe. This role earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor and established him as a serious talent in the industry. Becoming a film noir icon during the late 1940s and 1950s, Robert Mitchum became synonymous with the film noir genre, a style that perfectly suited his brooding, unhurried demeanor. His roles in classics like Out of the Past, 1947, Crossfire, 1947, and The Big Steal, 1949, showcased his skill in playing morally complex, world-weary characters. Mitchum's deep voice and piercing gaze conveyed a sense of mystery and danger, making him the quintessential noir hero. Unlike other actors of his time, Mitchum's portrayal of tough guys wasn't about over-the-top theatrics, but about understated, quiet intensity. He became a master at conveying emotion and conflict through minimal expression, letting the silences between his words speak volumes. Versatility in performance. Mitchum was never confined to a single genre. Though he was a legend in film noir, he also proved his versatility in war films, romantic dramas, thrillers, and westerns. One of his most chilling roles came in The Night of the Hunter, 1955, where he played the sinister Reverend Harry Powell, a false preacher with love and hate tattooed on his knuckles. His portrayal of the character as both menacing and charismatic became one of the most iconic performances in cinema history. Mitchum continued to impress with his roles in Heaven Knows, Mr. Allison, 1957, The Sundowners, 1960, and Cape Fear, 1962, cementing his status as both a leading man and a formidable villain. The Hollywood rebel off-screen, Mitchum was known for his rebellious attitude and disdain for the rigid structure of Hollywood. He often expressed his disinterest in the superficiality of fame, famously saying, "People think I have an interesting walk. Hell, I'm just trying to hold my gut in." His reputation as a Hollywood bad boy was cemented in 1948 when he was arrested for marijuana possession. At the time, the scandal could have ended his career, but Mitchum's authenticity made him more appealing to many, and the incident only added to his allure. He continued to live life on his own terms, disregarding the expectations of the industry and choosing roles that felt genuine to him rather than what was commercially popular. Later, career and mature roles. As Mitchum grew older, he transitioned gracefully into more mature and nuanced roles. By the 1970s, he was working alongside younger stars and adapting to the evolving film industry. His performances in films like Ryan's Daughter, 1970, Farewell, My Lovely, 1975, and The Friends of Eddie Coyle, 1973, were praised for their depth and subtlety. Mitchum's ability to retain his quiet intensity, even in his later years, proved that he was not just a relic of an older era, but an actor whose craft could evolve with time. He continued to work in television as well, earning critical acclaim for his roles in miniseries like The Winds of War, 1983, and War and Remembrance, 1988, showcasing his enduring talent and professionalism. A love story born in simplicity. In the fall of 1933, Robert Mitchum met Dorothy Spence, a 14-year-old girl who would later become the anchor of his turbulent life. Their first meeting took place in a peaceful swimming hole near Camden, Delaware, setting the stage for a love story that would endure despite the challenges ahead. Dorothy, a schoolmate of Mitchum's younger brother, quickly became captivated by Robert's restless spirit and rough charm. Their friendship blossomed into a deep, lasting romance, one that weathered the hardships of the Great Depression and Mitchum's years of uncertainty. Although separated by distance when Robert went to California to pursue acting, their bond only deepened through letters. Mitchum's letters, full of humor and stories, revealed the dreamer beneath the tough exterior. Marriage and family life. After years of enduring a long-distance relationship, Robert and Dorothy decided to marry on March 16, 1940. Their ceremony was a modest affair, held in the simple kitchen of a Methodist parson in Dover, Delaware. There were no press, no glamour, just two people committing to a life together. Robert brought Dorothy to Los Angeles, hoping to offer her the stability that had eluded him. For a time, Mitchum worked at the Lockheed Aircraft Corporation, providing them with security during their early years of marriage. But Mitchum's restless nature soon led him to Hollywood, where his career as an actor would change both their lives forever. A family legacy. As Mitchum's career took off, Dorothy remained a constant source of support. Together, they raised 3 children. James Mitchum, born in 1941, who followed in his father's footsteps and became an actor. Christopher Mitchum, born in 1943, who also pursued acting and earned recognition in both American and international films. And Patrine, born in 1952, who chose a different path as a writer, and later authored works about the film industry and her father's extraordinary life. The Mitchum family, grounded by Robert and Dorothy's enduring love, would continue to carry on Robert Mitchum's legacy, with each of their children contributing to the industry in their own way. A rivalry with George Peppard. While Robert Mitchum was known for his calm and often detached demeanor, there was one actor who managed to get under his skin, George Peppard. The two men had a long-standing rivalry that was born not from a single confrontation, but from an accumulation of slights and differences in character. Mitchum, who prized authenticity and humility, viewed Peppard, star of Breakfast at Tiffany's, and later the A-Team, as a shallow, self-absorbed actor who was more concerned with his public image than with the craft of acting. Mitchum's disdain for Peppard was rooted in the latter's vanity, arrogance, and treatment of others on set. The clash of personalities. The rivalry between Mitchum and Peppard was more than a difference of opinion. It was a clash of fundamental philosophies. Mitchum, a man of few words, believed that less was more in acting. His performances were minimalistic, trusting his instincts rather than overanalyzing his roles. Peppard, on the other hand, was theatrical, often demanding retakes to perfect his performance. Mitchum found this method exhausting and pretentious. He had little patience for actors who treated their profession as a constant performance, even off camera. The tension between them was most evident during their shared roles as rugged leading men in the late 1950s and early 1960s, when both were vying for similar roles in Hollywood. The end of a rivalry. As the years went on, George Peppard's career began to decline due to his personal issues, including alcoholism and a difficult temperament. Mitchum, though never one to relish another's downfall, could not help but find a sense of satisfaction in seeing karma unfold. Mitchum's thoughts on Peppard were blunt. He burned a lot of bridges. He had talent, sure, but he poisoned his own well. Mitchum believed that Peppard's lack of decency toward others, especially those in less glamorous roles, contributed to his professional demise. Mitchum, in contrast, had always treated crew members with respect, seeing them as integral parts of the filmmaking process. The rivalry ended quietly, with Mitchum's legacy intact and Peppard's fading into obscurity. Final years and legacy, Robert Mitchum continued working into his later years, delivering memorable performances in films and television until his death on July 1, 1997. Mitchum passed away peacefully in his sleep at the age of 79, after a long battle with lung cancer and emphysema. His wife of 57 years, Dorothy, was by his side. Mitchum's death marked the end of an era in Hollywood, as he was one of the last true icons of classic cinema. His career spanned over 5 decades, and his legacy as one of the most authentic and enduring actors in film history continues to influence generations of filmmakers and actors. Mitchum's straightforward approach to life and acting remains a benchmark for those who value authenticity over artifice.